My dad was one of those calm, collected people, the kind who never raised his voice no matter how bad things got. Even when I knew I deserved to be yelled at, he always kept his cool. But there was one day, just one, that showed me even the quietest people have a breaking point. I was about 10 years old, and we were in a small town outside of Denver, stopping to get gas after a long shift he had pulled. My dad was in his usual navy blue work uniform, boots covered in dust, hands calloused from hours of labor. As we pulled up to the pump, this man in a sharp suit suddenly cut in front of us in his expensive car. My dad didn't say a word. He just waited, calm as ever. But then the man looked at our beat-up old car, glanced at my dad's uniform, and muttered under his breath, "People like you should know their place and wait their turn." That was it. My dad, usually the definition of restraint, took one step forward, grabbed the guy by his tie, and pulled him down to his eye level. His voice was quiet but sharp enough to make the air go still. "People like me," he said. "I work 60 hours a week so my kids don't go to bed hungry. People like me built this country while people like you look down from their office windows." The man's face went pale. He didn't say a word. My dad let go, turned to me, and simply said, "Let's go, kid." We walked back to the car and left. He never mentioned it again. But I never forgot that moment. That was the day I realized quiet doesn't mean weak, and that respect is something you should never take for granted.